All right, everybody, you want to play Super Spy with God? I mean, I see this stuff all the time, right? I've seen so much. I mean, I still see it all the time, but I used to pick it up, just have all of it. Like, I don't just because I've already seen it. I know what I mean. But I'm gonna show you something like right here. See this ticket? I'm gonna show you. Like this is a message from God. As I'm walking down, it was just laying there on the street, and he'd be like, "That's not a message for you." Watch. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the numbers. I'm not going to get super complex with it. But I'm just walking down the street and it's just laying there. And I look down and like pick it up. But none of these were scratched off. They weren't scratched off because the guy probably saw it. I don't even know why. But so it's the Don Clemente lottery. Dawn. The Dawn key. Right? Right there. You can see right there. And if you look down here at these numbers, they're boxed. It's 7-3. Backwards is 37, right? Which is the law. But 37 becomes 10, which is J. 5 in Roman, right, is V. V is the 22nd letter. 22, which is the number of Hebrew in the alphabet letters, which in English, 2 plus 2 equals 4, which becomes a D. It becomes a J and D. Joshua and David become one, right? So then you look at what got scratched off here in the row. What came up? The fish, the flower pot, the sun didn't, and then the crown, right? The fish. Noon, Joshua son of Noon. Noon means fish. Conceived in Pisces. I'm conceived in Pisces, which becomes Sagittarius. Then we have the flower pot without a flower. From the stump of the root of Jesse. The sun, because we have the dawn key. The sun, right? The Sagittarius, the son of Adam, right? Because Adam is the sun, the Adam, the dawn key isn't scratched off. So we'll get the crown. It's Zechariah. Joshua, root from the stump of David, from a donkey, the Sagittarius from a donkey, it's the crown. And then down here we have a ladder, the crown, Jacob's ladder, the crown of Jacob holds the hand of God. That's what that says. There's also, you can look and see what wasn't scratched off. The rooster's blocked out. Right, there's a bunch of other stuff. I mean, I could go through in detail. I don't do that stuff anymore. There you go. Spygate with God. It's fun to be at Spygate with God. So here's the thing. So I'm in Franklin. I'm in Franklin Park, right? Which is significant for this other thing that I was going to show you. I might show you a little bit later, but it all ties in. Like, this is my life. This is like what's constantly going on. So I get up and I walk around, right? I walk around the park. And I come here and I sit down exactly right here. This stuff's kind of cool. Man. This stuff goes. This is big time, like some Vegas stuff. It's a lot easier here because there's not. Vegas has so much going on. There's so much to like weed through. So I sit right here. God knew I was going to sit exactly in the spot, right? And then look, the traffic lights perfectly block off the one and I don't even know what the other, but leaving the 2 and the 5 in the middle, right? And then you got these 3 reeds popping out, right? Sectioning off the 2 and the 5. And 25 is a very important number, right? I'm not going to get it, but actually, it's a why. I'm not going to translate, but like you can see it right here. He knew I was gonna. I just came and I just sat down right here, and there's the 25 right there, right after I made that video. I mean, it's one of this. You want me to do the 25? You can figure it out. What do you think the 3? What do you think the 3 shoots jumping out of the flower pot? Maybe it's the Father, the Son, and I'll tell you something else, right? So in Zechariah, right, there's a very important line when when God's talking to Joshua after like his judgment. He goes, God assures you that if you keep his statutes, it's going to be all right. He assures you. Why does he assure Joshua? You should think about that. Why does he use that word? I assure you. I mean, God doesn't lie to anybody. Why would you? Because God's lied to me a bunch of times. But he assures, I assure you, it's going to get really bad. And it's going to look really bad. And nobody else would do it. But I assure you, just trust me. That's what that word means. That's what God's telling me. He's telling me straight up. He's like, I'm going to lie to you a bunch of times. But I assure you. It's not really going to be a lie because God's infinite. So if the problem is like, I don't know. Let's not get into this. But why does he say, I assure you? I assure you. Don't trip. He should have just said, don't trip. Speak in the language of the time. He should have said, don't trip, Josh. I assure you. They'll send me that message sometime. It's really bad. Like a boss will go by and be like, sure. They shouldn't, that word shouldn't even be on it. Assured. Assured.